Okay, so it's 3:30 in the morning and all I wanted to do was go to bed. But Trisha Paytas has other plans for me. Fuck you, Trisha. So Trisha uploaded a 29-minute long video called Tati Dumb as Hell. Her way with words is amazing. And in it, she is commenting as she watches Tati's video that she posted earlier. And Trisha, this was one of the most scattered videos I have ever watched. You have made a lot of really scatterbrain content in the past, but you see this one has been just the cherry on top for that. There is no clear timeline that you're talking about in this video. You keep referencing other things and then forgetting that you were talking about something, and it's so confusing to keep up with. I don't really know what your intention was. Trisha, you need to stop these videos where you watch a video and you comment on them while you're watching them, because you say something and then 5 minutes later say another thing and you contradict that first thing. So it's kind of like, stick with something, watch the video, take a second, chill girl, like chill, get a glass of wine, 5 minutes, then make the video if you want to make it. As always, I have written down things that she said and we're going to talk about them. So she starts off with saying about how Tati's older than her, and now a common theme throughout this video is Trisha being ageist against Tati, constantly bringing up her age and using that against her, even though Trisha is very close in age to Tati. So it's kind of like, girl, you're making this video. At least Tati's one was composed. She said she thinks it's crazy that Tati made this video. Of course you do, because you're Shane's best friend. She said she doesn't condone Shane Dawson's jokes and she doesn't support them, but she'll always support her friends. And she says her defending them has nothing to do with the fact she's friends with Shane or Jeffree. Now, this is a really common thing with Trisha that I don't understand why she won't admit that she will be a little bit biased supporting Shane and Jeffree just because she's their friend. There's nothing wrong with her admitting that, like, it's normal because she is their best friend, but it's like, why does she try so hard to make us believe that that's something she would never do? It's so weird. She said she came home from the Vegas trip crying and that the DMs from the guy were real, so basically confirming, I think, that Jeffree did fat shame her and make fun of her skin, everything that trip, which was interesting. She said she doesn't know Jeffree like she knows Shane, and she says Tati should be investigated for making false criminal claims against James and that she can't now backtrack from that. She makes an issue on how Tati says that she was influenced and manipulated by Shane and Jeffree, and she says, you know what, Tati, it came out of your mouth, and to a degree that is true, but then Trisha, you have to look at the bigger picture. Tati made that video because she was pushed to make that video. That isn't Tati, you know what I mean? It's so weird. And Trisha, that coming out of your mouth is so hypocritical because you don't even need people to manipulate you for you to make offensive content. And she says, Tati, it was your decision at the end of the day to do that video, and you know what? I do agree, but you have to think about the bigger picture. She was manipulated into making that video. She was fed information that made her hit a breaking point because people knew she would snap. She said, why is Tati speaking up now? And then answers her own question and says she's speaking up now because it's cool to hate on Shane and Jeffree. Trisha, it's not cool to hate on Shane and Jeffree. Just because it's popular to do so right now, because people are angry, does not mean it's cool. Do you think trying to hold people accountable is cool? Because you say so many times, I'm not this great person, but I hold myself accountable. We care about you holding yourself accountable, but then actively showing change in your life, which you don't do. You do another offensive thing, then take accountability for it. Then another, then take accountability. That's not change. That's a recurring pattern. So everyone trying to hold Shane and Jeffree accountable right now is not just a trend. We want them to apologise and do better and show us how they're going to do better. Don't get it twisted, blonde bitch. She said, Tati, why didn't you speak up about this in December? And you know what? Tati literally said that she could not. She didn't even want to face the internet. So there's your answer, Trisha. And she says, why didn't you speak about the Black Lives Matter at all? And you know what? Trisha, I fully stand by you with that. Tati, why didn't you? You said you took a break from social media, but you know what? You could have paid people to make sure that your social media was actively supporting the movement and promoting that for your audience. So with that, Trisha, I do agree with you, but Tati, it's also not that hard to literally just tweet and show support and also raise awareness with your platform. I do agree with Trisha on that. She said, again, she's not defending Shane or Jeffree, even though this video is definitely that. She said Shane is now taking the punishment for stuff that isn't criminal, but are just tasteless jokes. I don't think all the stuff that we're seeing, Trisha, is just tasteless jokes. It's a pattern. So stop trying to act like he's the victim, because he's clearly not. I know he's your friend and you want him to be, and you want to be the victim all the time, but you know what? That's not reality. I'm sorry. She said, we haven't heard shit from Jeffree, and you know what, Trisha? I stand by you with that point again. We haven't heard shit from Jeffree. Because you know why? Jeffree only cares about his brand, and he's trying to be silent while letting Shane get the fall. Trisha, I agree with you on that point. She said Tati's apology to James should have been, I'm sorry I accused you of all of this stuff, not just I was manipulated, in terms of in this public apology, and I do agree to an extent, but Tati was manipulated into making this video. What are you not understanding, Trisha? If this happened to you, you would be the first to blame others. I don't get it. She said if you were concerned about James, Why didn't you call him instead of putting it in front of 55 million people? I agree. But you know what? She did, and now we're dealing with what she did. She made an entire video talking about her reasoning for it, and we have to listen to that, Trisha. You don't just automatically discredit it because you're friends with Shane and Jeffree. But I do agree that Tati could have just called James. That's what she should have done. Tati is an adult, she should have done that. But she was so clouded with information that she didn't even think straight, and she says she wasn't thinking straight. Does that make it okay? No. And then she called Tati out for the reasoning behind deleting her video, which I agree with. Tati said that YouTube made her delete the video because it wasn't a good look for their platform, which I have an issue with that statement anyway, but Tati should have known herself to take that video down without YouTube having to push her. I fully stand by Trisha with that point of saying, why did it take YouTube for you to delete this video? I agree. She said, we're still waiting for Jeffree's apology. You know what, Trisha? Yeah, we are. You're his friend. Text him to do something. Why are you getting us to do something? What are we gonna do? Tweet him and then he blocks us? She said she cannot stop loving Shane because Shane is her brother. And that's why you'll continue making these videos, Trisha, against anyone who tries to hold him accountable. You know why? Because he is your brother and you love him so much. So you are coming at this from an incredibly biased point of view. And Trisha said, I've done my apologies without crying. Girl, no you haven't. We know that kitchen floor era, that's bullshit. It's so weird because the thing that Tati is now doing to Shane and Jeffree by exposing them and stuff is what Trisha does to Gabby all the time, but there's no issue whenever she's doing it to Gabby in her mind, which is weird. And I don't understand why Trisha feels the need to get involved in every single fucking thing. Girl, whether he's your friend or your brother or not, you don't fucking do this. And then she made the point that Tati in her video said that we have to be willing to forgive the people that Jeffree is going to expose blackmail of. And Trisha said something I agree with. How about we just stop being shitty people behind the scenes, then we won't have blackmail against us. I agree with that to a certain extent, but you know what? Jeffree Star puts people in certain situations to make them say or do things, then holds that against them. That's the problem. She said she herself is not a big Jeffree Star fan. Yeah, because you're his friend. And then Trisha keeps bringing it back to, you know, I've done some pretty messed up stuff, but I take accountability and stuff. Trisha, okay, we get it. Show how you've changed though. And stop bringing it back to you always. Girl, shut the fuck up. She said everyone does fucked up shit, people are just better at hiding it, and I fully agree again, Trisha. And then she brings up David Dobrik again, which is so nice, because she's done nothing but talk about David Dobrik for the past 2 weeks, but also the past 3 years. She said nobody can cancel nobody, and then brings up celebrities that still have a career after really bad things that have happened. That's not the mentality to have, Trisha. Nobody can cancel nobody, because then, is that why you go into so many scandals with open arms? That you allow yourself to get involved in so much because nobody can cancel nobody, you know there'll be no repercussions? Because what a bad way of thinking. No wonder you don't have a PR team. No wonder any of these YouTubers don't have a PR team if they think nobody can cancel nobody. People aren't trying to cancel you, they're trying to hold you accountable. So if you're thinking nobody can cancel nobody, is it nobody can hold anybody accountable then? What is it? Make it make sense. Lord. She kept referencing Tati's age for no reason. There was no reason to keep doing it as much as she did. It was so pointless and just, girl, you kept losing me whenever you kept doing that because I knew you were just being bitter. And then she said, Tati, you weren't gaslit, you were just stupid. Trisha, coming from you, to be able to just assume what other people are going through and just tear down what they've said is so hypocritical and very rude. And then Trisha says that she's heard horrid stuff about Gabby and David, you know, bringing it back to them again. A fucking again. Girl, oh my fucking god. But she says she doesn't talk about it because it's just stuff she's heard. But yeah, you don't need to because you make enough videos on them as it is. She said, why is James not being investigated? And she said, Tati, how is it your place to make this video? It's your place to go to the police. Interesting, Trisha. And Trisha said, Tati, say sorry, don't talk about it again, and move along, which I think is amazing that Trisha Paytas said that. Trisha Paytas said, say it once, move along, never talked about it again. Jason Nash. Ooh. God, what came out of me there? She said, Tati, no, just don't blast it on YouTube. And in Tati's video, she said about how she was so scared for her own safety. And then how in a few months' time, she did a launch and she was so excited to see her subscribers support there. And Trisha said, don't do a launch if you're scared for your life. Have someone else do it for you. But Trisha, I don't think you realize that these events are very highly secured. There's a lot of money put into security teams at this. Maybe because you don't invest in security teams around you, doesn't mean you can just attack others or assume that they don't. Then she talks about Gabby again, which is just fucking, girl, give it a fucking rest. Like, I'm not the biggest Gabby Hanna fan, but girl, just shut the fuck up, please. Like, please stop fucking talking about her because we don't give a fucking shit. Thank you so much. Then Trisha randomly starts talking about sucking people off in the street for $5. I really didn't understand the context, whatever, so I just read it down. But Trisha spent this entire video, this entire 20-minute long video, blabbing. Normally with Trisha's other videos, I sit through them and I'll understand a concept of what she's saying, but she was literally just blabbing and not making sense throughout this entire video. It was so embarrassing to watch. She tells Tati to get off YouTube, which is ironic coming from Trisha Paytas, and she said that Tati is actually gaslighting her audience. Okay. And she said that Tati engaged in gossiping with Shane and Jeffree, but she just took it too seriously. But yeah, Trisha, at a certain stage, gossiping turns a little bit more serious. I don't understand why you don't understand that, you know what I mean? And Trisha said that nobody is talking about this and that Tati was the one who brought this up and that it's bullshit that she did that. Trisha, I know you know about drama channels. It's all anybody has been talking about. It's all Twitter's been talking about. Tati, Jeffree, Shane, James, it's all people have been talking about. No one's been talking about you. You've been inserting yourself. But you know what? Everyone's been talking about this. Everyone has literally been begging Tati to do a response. So don't say that she's bringing this up and that nobody asked for it, because people have been fucking asking for this. No one asked for this shit, you do. And then she ends the video in like an episode. Like she's screaming, going back and forth, like laughing, and it's so unsettling to watch, like saying about how Tati said it's now convenient that Morphe are doing their own vitamin tablets, and she's like, you bitch, like everyone does it, like fucking going back, like you're insane. Like Trisha, you're the one who is like screaming on this video. So that was embarrassing to watch, and Trisha completely lost me by that moment, and I was like, thank God this video is over. So my overall opinion on Trisha's videos, so many people asked me to do this video because they couldn't be bothered watching Trisha Paytas. You know what? You missed nothing. She blabbed. She just wanted to have a 29-minute long video defending Shane and Jeffree, saying that she doesn't want to defend them, defending Shane and Jeffree, saying that's not her intentions, saying she won't be biased, she's being biased, not making sense, video has no purpose, attacking Tati. That's kind of the video summed up. So yay! I'm so happy I stayed awake until 4 AM to report on this for you. Yay. Okay, so I hope you support this video because I really risked a lot of my time watching that video. I love you. Tell me what your opinion is of Trisha Paytas inserting herself again in this drama. Everyone always thinks that she's inserting herself in this drama just because she wants to take the attention away from Shane, which is very understandable because she's Shane's best friend. So let me know what you think. Let's talk in the comments. I'll see ya. Bye.